I'm FirePug. If you guys are new, welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to go through the Moth and the Flame. I'm going to cover Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 and just sort of break it down the best I can for you guys. I'm going to start with Chapter 1 here. I'm going to watch through it, maybe pause it along a couple times, just go through what picks up to me. I'm guessing this is all about our next legend, which is leaked to be named Seer, and he's also leaked, well, he's leaked to be a male, and he's leaked to be African too, so keep that stuff in mind. Maybe this will be themed around that.
Long ago, there lived a young princess who was blind. This pained the king and queen, so they kept the princess locked in her room to keep her safe from the dangers of the world.
Okay.
One day, a young man passed under her window, singing. His voice drifted through her window and wrapped around her heart, and they fell in love.
Typical Disney movie so far.
The young man asked her to keep a candle lit for him, as he'd return that night to spirit her away. The king and queen, however, were listening.
They ran on it.
And out of fear of losing their daughter, they captured the young man and locked him away.
Alright. So, there's a blind princess. The king and the queen are really protective. And there's this young man. And they fell in love. But the king and the queen knew about it and locked him up. Alright, so what's important here? Protective parents. She's blind. And we got this young man that's now locked up. Alright, let's move on to the second part here.
That night, the princess waited by her window with a candle. But the young man never came.
So this candle must be the flame part of the moth and the flame thing.
Had hurt her beloved. As she wept, a moth.
Oh, here's our moth.
Into her candle's flame.
Moth and the flame.
Quickly extinguished by her tears. Grateful, the moth offered to help the princess find her love on one condition. Bemoaning its cursed lot, the moth confessed it was always drawn to that which would do him harm. It wanted to be reborn as her child, to be free of this curse. The princess swore a blood oath that the moth would be reborn of her, and so they set off into the moonlit night.
Interesting. Alright, so what happens here is so princess is waiting by the candle, the young man doesn't come. This moth comes by, gets into the flame, but her tears put the flame out, so the moth survives. Moth's happy, and you know she's crying because she's sad and all. The moth is drawn to what would do him harm. The moth's a guy, right? We've gendered the moth, so that is a male moth. Important. It wants to be born as her child, to be free of the curse. And the curse is that it's drawn to what hurts it. The princess swore a blood oath that the moth would be reborn of her, and so they set off into the moonlight. Alright, so they leave. So, what's this moth gonna turn into now? We have this blind princess here. The young man wasn't mentioned at all in this part, other than that's the reason she was crying. So what's this moth going to do? I think the important themes here are going to be a moth. That's going to be an important thing as we move on. I think another important thing is this idea of this person being blind. I think that's kind of a key factor. And the other thing is just the fact of this little relationship that these two had going on. You know, this whole deal. And then him being gone. So I'm expecting to hear more about this. And I'm really curious as to what the moth's going to turn into. Of course, I think this is all going to be about our next legend, leaked to be Seer. And if you guys have seen any of the leaks, It's some pretty exciting stuff, but I am going to share more of that in the next video. It should be coming out shortly after this one or the next day. I haven't decided, I haven't made it yet, but yep, it's pretty interesting stuff. Make sure to go follow your data miners if you want to stay up to all this. Hopefully they post another one. It is teaser season. First teaser went live yesterday, and there are going to be more and more coming out this next week and into the week after that as well. So keep your eyes peeled for more teasers in game. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.